guys, happy Wednesday, aka hump day. I wanted to pop in because I wanted to show off this adorable baby boy. Look at Milo. He's just chilling on the floor, on a blanket, just hanging out, being such a sweet boy. I put him in this Next sleeper. It's a watercolor, animal watercolor sleeper that I've had for forever. I got it for Monroe way back when, once upon a time. And I thought it's not so girly. I've seen other baby boys in this particular sleeper, so I thought, let's just go ahead and put it on him and see how it looks, and it fits him really well. Of course, Monroe fills it out a bit more because she's a bit chubbier, but for the most part, it fits him really well. And I believe this is an up to 1 month size. Yeah, pretty sure it's up to 1 month size because that's the size I order for Monroe all the time. But yeah, there he is. He's looking so cute. I'm just thoroughly enjoying him. So I'm gonna be talking about what's happened in my world over the last weekend. And it's about chargebacks and the situation that I think is becoming more common in the doll community. And I kind of hesitated how much I wanted to share about this, how much I really want to talk about it, because it's still unresolved for me. Even though the person who filed and initiated the chargeback says that she's gone to her credit card company and it's been resolved. I have not received any confirmation of that. She says she hasn't received any confirmation of that. So to me, it doesn't feel right. So I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to let you know what really went on. But it's turned my life upside down. And I was really upset over it over the weekend, of course, because it was just, I've never dealt with a chargeback, a credit card company chargeback through PayPal. Never dealt with it. Never had an issue until now. And I've been using PayPal since, I want to say, wow, a long time. I've been with PayPal many, many, many years, back when they first came out. It's the only way I've ever bought and sold dolls, honestly, because it's trusted and I'm somewhat protected by it. But what I'm learning is that nobody's protected when it comes to a credit card chargeback through PayPal. And I've had multiple conversations with PayPal to try to help me understand, as a seller, how this works, how it can happen, and what I can do to future protect myself. And it's shocking to how little I can actually do about it. So I'm going to give you kind of the quick rundown of what happened. I sold some beautiful Jacquerie and a couple other brands of clothing to someone who follows my channel, who reached out to me and said, I know you sell your clothes every once in a while. I'm very interested. So if you come across any that you want to sell, I'd be very interested. And I thought, okay, that's great. It saves me from having to make a video and send, bit by bit pieces to, different people. And so that's what we did. She has bought multiple lots of clothing from me since June. And everything was fine. I have email confirmation stating that she received them, loved them. I sent extras with each of them because that's just generally what I do when I sell doll baby clothes or sell anything generally. I like to send extras because I like to make it fun for them and let them know that I appreciate their business. So time has gone on. Not hearing any issues with it. I see that she posts her dolls with the clothing on her Instagram channel, which is great. She's even sent on and sold a couple of the pieces that she purchased from me just due to not fitting the dolls right or whatever. It doesn't even matter. I'm only sharing that because you'll understand why. And as recent as last week, she reached out to me and asked if I had sleepers to buy, and at that point I didn't have anything I was willing to let go of at that time. And yeah, so that's where it stood. So that was last Tuesday that I had last heard from her, and then Saturday or midday Saturday, I received an email from PayPal stating that she had filed a credit card chargeback claim for a purchase back in June. And then shortly after, I got the second email notice that she filed another chargeback claim for a second large purchase from August, I believe. And I was floored. So I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, she's happy with them. I have the email confirmations that she received everything, loved everything. And I was floored. So I, of course, reached out to her because my heart was in my throat because I'm like, what is going on? Immediately what I realized about a chargeback with PayPal is that they immediately pull the funds back, whether they're there or not. I don't keep a PayPal balance. I just don't. I don't have money just sitting there. It's constantly moving. I'm moving money in and out. I pay bills with PayPal. I pay everything with PayPal. And so what it did is it put me in the negative by quite a bit of money because these were large lots of clothes, expensive clothes, jackety clothes. And and then after I get the chargeback notice from PayPal, it says you need to replenish the funds and come to at least a zero balance. You cannot be sitting in the negative. So they require you to fix the negative balance, regardless of why it's there. They don't care. It's the point that you cannot have your PayPal balance in a negative amount of money. It's just their policy. So basically it locks up your PayPal account because anything that flows in and out of it will be taken to put towards that balance. So I reached out, sent an email to this buyer asking what is going on because PayPal just sent me 2 chargeback claims that you've initiated. Didn't hear anything for a while, so I hopped on the phone with PayPal and wanted to know the details. I'm like, what do I need to do? And they said I needed to send all correspondence that I had with the buyer to prove that she was aware that she was buying the items. And if I had proof that she received all items, which I did, I have all of our email correspondence. I keep everything because I'm a person that keeps all records and things just in case something like this happens. Maybe deep down I knew it was going to happen eventually. I don't know. I also provided basically everything that can state that it's a false chargeback claim. And what was really odd to both PayPal and I was that the reason code that was used for the chargeback was for a reoccurring subscription payment, which these were items purchased. This is not a subscription. It's not an ongoing regular payment or reoccurring payment. So none of it mattered. None of it was accurate. None of it was right. And I had asked PayPal, I'm like, how does this work? Because it clearly, I said, did it come from you guys? Did she initiate it through her PayPal account? Did it come from a credit card? Like, where did it come from? PayPal explained to me very politely. They were very helpful in helping me understand because I need to understand these things so that I know how to handle the situation. It's just how I deal with things. So what PayPal explained is that it was definitely not through her PayPal account. Nothing was initiated through her PayPal account. It was initiated from the credit card company itself. So when it was initiated on her behalf is what PayPal says that the claim states, that the buyer started the claim and asked the credit card company to do the chargeback or chargebacks because I have 2 of them. And so after learning that, I also realized that PayPal will fight for me getting my money back, of course. That's part of, there's a seller protection policy that is part of what I pay for their services. And because it's goods and services that were sold, I am covered under that. But they do charge me a fee to deal with chargebacks because it's a pain in the butt. Because essentially they said it could take up to 75 days, business days at that, for the bank to decide one way or the other. So essentially her credit card company has all the power. So, which is why I provided every bit of detail I could to prove that this was a false chargeback request. It's not valid. PayPal agrees with me. PayPal sides with me. But because it wasn't initiated through PayPal, they don't make the determination. So it's kind of like they'll do the best they can to get my money back. But unless she goes to her credit card company and requests the chargebacks to be canceled, I'm a sitting duck. I'm responsible for the funds. I had to put that back into my PayPal account. So it was not only the chargeback amount, but also the fees that PayPal charges me that I had to immediately replenish, which I'm not, I'm not swimming in cash here, guys. I have a life. I have things going on that I pay for on a regular basis, and personal things that have been happening in my world with my children that cost me money. So, and I brought this baby home. So, not the best time to have to come up with, a handful of cash. Period. It's inconvenient. It's frustrating. So I did since hear from her, the buyer, who said that her PayPal account had been hacked. If that's the case, I feel bad for her, but I'm not sure how her PayPal account being hacked turns into multiple chargeback requests through the credit card company. I used to work in a bank, in loan servicing, particularly with credit cards, fraudulent activity, chargebacks, things of that nature. So I know that a credit card company cannot issue a chargeback without the request from the person that holds the credit card. It's by law. A credit card company can't just do that on their own. So something doesn't feel right to me. This is why I was hesitant to really talk about this, because I wanted to give her time to see if she would do the right thing and go cancel the chargebacks. And she promised me on Monday she would call, because she said her credit card company was closed, which also even local smaller banks have fraud service protection places that are usually open 24/7. Maybe not with her credit card company. I don't know. But I gave her multiple days to try to come up with proof for me that the chargebacks were taken care of. She emailed me on Monday and said she called her credit card company and they couldn't cancel the charges, which made no sense. I said, yes, you can. You have all the power. I know this for a fact because I worked in, the credit card services department for a bank. I know what the laws are. And she then emailed me later and said she spoke with the credit card company and they are going to cancel the chargebacks. That was Monday. I have heard nothing. So, I'm trying to be patient, but none of this feels right. I asked her, did they send you an email confirmation that says that you've canceled the chargebacks? Have you gotten anything from your bank? Which immediately, once you put in a request, you have to allow the customer some sort of notification that you have completed their request. It's standard protocol. She said she never received anything and that she, checked my account. My money should be there. Well, that's not how it works. So ultimately, here we are. It's now Wednesday. I've seen and heard nothing from PayPal. So I contact PayPal and ask them typically, what is the time frame? What should I expect to see, if she did indeed cancel the chargebacks on Monday? And they said they should have heard something and they should have gotten some sort of update to both cases if the credit card company was canceling the chargebacks by now. Because I thought maybe it takes a week, maybe it takes several business days, but according to PayPal, it does not. So I'm left wondering, what is really going on? I try to really give everybody the benefit of the doubt, right? I want to believe that she was hacked. I want to believe that this was not done on purpose, because it's very hurtful to me, to anybody that goes out of their way to do good, proper business and do the right things for people. Like I tried to go above and beyond with every transaction I ever do with anybody. In the doll community, outside the doll community, that's just how I am. I'm huge on customer service. I try to just do all the right things so that people are happy. And it really hurts my feelings I know this sounds like, oh, poor you. Yeah. Well, it really does hurt someone's feelings when you think that you've gone above and beyond and you've tried to do all the right things to do good business. And if someone purposely tries to do a chargeback, if that's what's happening here, I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping this will still be resolved. But, the longer we wait, it's harder to think that, this was all done accidentally or done through fraudulent, someone hacked her. It's just very hard for me to wrap my head around that because I know how everything works and just it's hard. And I know that chargebacks happen within our community. I know they happen in the real world. Trust me, I know because I worked for a bank. I dealt with it on a daily basis. And credit cards get stolen and people do get hacked. But unless I see some sort of quick resolution, it tells me that something isn't right. And my gut is usually just dead on. And from the start, it didn't ring true. But like I said, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe her credit card company is taking a bit longer to process the canceling of the chargebacks. I would love to be pleasantly surprised, but most of the time it's generally not the case. And so I'm wanting to talk about it with you guys because I want you to understand something that I learned from PayPal. And this is really important. This is a huge takeaway I think that everybody needs to understand. PayPal has no power over credit card companies doing a chargeback at any point in time. It's scary because anybody can go to their credit card company and say, I didn't authorize that. That was, in this case, a reoccurring payment that I didn't know about. And the credit card company has to take it for what it is and they have to file the chargeback. That's just how it works. The credit card company, most of the time, sides with their customer. Also told to me by PayPal, except for when you have very good documentation, which I do. I even have documentation of the buyer saying that she was hacked and that she did not authorize the chargeback. So all of that went to PayPal to help my case because they said that is exactly the information that they need to provide proof to the credit card company that that she is indeed responsible for the payments. And she was aware of them and is telling us that she didn't authorize the chargebacks. So that alone could get her in trouble. If she did go and file the chargebacks with her credit card company, knowingly, and I have proof showing that she's saying that, nope, I didn't authorize that, that's a problem for her. So I hope, I don't want anybody to be hacked, but in this situation, I hope that's really what happened because she could get in trouble. It's against the law to file a false chargeback. That I know. So for those out there who want to be shady, because I know lots of people watch my channel, I know a lot of you through my channel, and I think that majority of people in our doll community are really good people, but there are those shady people out there floating amongst us who think that doing a chargeback is just fine. And I've learned that the loophole is that they go directly to their credit card companies. But I'm gonna tell you guys that if you get caught, if you go and do a chargeback and they find that it is false and someone has proof that it's false, that's breaking the law. It's breaking the law because it's stealing. And depending on your state and whatever your laws are there, it's definitely it's punishable. So be careful. People that think that they found a loophole to this, just be aware that if you get caught and someone does have proof that you are falsely claiming that there's a chargeback and it gets very messy, and someone can provide proof that you did it knowingly, just to get money back, I guess. Why else would anybody do it? Or to mess with people? Who knows? It's illegal. So, just want to throw that out there. And for us sellers, it's kind of scary. Once again, this is why over the years I've only chosen to sell my dolls, large purchases, to people I know, because I don't trust who I might be dealing with might be legit or might not cause a problem. It can go sideways very quickly because someone just doesn't think Oh, buyer's remorse, because, well, we all know that happens. Doesn't think the doll is worth the money. God only knows what the reasoning is behind people doing chargebacks, but it can happen at a drop of a hat. And because PayPal will do their best, they can't guarantee anything. It really lies in the hands of the credit card company. And most credit card companies do side with their customers. That's their customer. But I'm happy that they're willing to fight for my money to try to, recoup it. And they will do that. Indeed, I've provided them with a lot of information that will be very helpful for my case. In the meantime, I'm hoping that this person who has done this has resolved this, and I hope she goes to her credit card company, follows up with them, and hopefully I will see a resolution faster than 75 business days. And just, it's buyer and seller beware. It can happen on either end. Just because you're the seller, bad things can happen. If you're the buyer, bad things can happen. It can happen on both ends. Either way, it's scary. And so I guess another takeaway from me sharing this with you is know who you're working with. Know who you're doing business with. It is sad that a few bad seeds ruin it for newcomers coming into the community that are legit, that want to spend their money, want to buy from you. But I am leery, and I know a lot of seasoned collectors are now leery to sell to people they don't know because they're afraid of this happening. It's a scary place to navigate sales because there's too many scammers going out there trying to just get something for nothing. So I just want you guys to be aware that this has happened. This has turned my life upside down, and it's not even for a huge amount of money, but it's enough to really inconvenience me. It's not about the money at this point in time. It's about the fact that it has turned my life upside down, because it literally took me a full day to get all of my ducks in a row and provide everything that needed to be provided to PayPal with screenshots, emails, pictures, so that they can see the full picture of what has occurred with these transactions so that they can go fight for me. And it was the last thing I needed to deal with at that time. Let's put it that way. I have a lot of personal things going on with my family that this is not something I needed to deal with, but it is what it is. And I will see it through. I will be diligent, and I will be on top of it until it's resolved, because I did nothing wrong. And at this point, the person has the clothes. She has money, my money as well, at this point, from what PayPal says, because it goes back to the buyer. And it's literally, it's not okay. And I'm frustrated, and I want a resolution as fast as possible so I can move on with my life, which is why I was slightly distracted and, not really feeling the dolls. Because when I have to deal with something like this, it really takes away from the fun of anything. And just getting this sweet boy, poor Milo, it's not his fault. I just want to enjoy my dolls. I want to have peace in the doll world, enjoy my dolls, and, not have this nonsense happening, because to me it's nonsense. It's crazy. It's crazy. So anyways, there's the story. That was my story time, guys. If you hung in there for this almost 24 minutes, 23, 24 minutes, I appreciate that. But just beware. I think it's very important to be aware that this can happen. And at this point, you get 6 months to do any type of chargeback. 6 months is a long time. It's a long time that someone can open a claim. Also, it makes me not want to sell to anybody I don't know. Come on. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys are having a great week so far. I am trying to get over the hump of this whole situation happening and, get back to enjoying my dolls. But I won't lie, it's been hard. I'm very focused on it because I want a resolution fast. So I will keep you updated if the seller or the buyer comes through and does cancel the chargebacks. And I do get word that the credit card company has canceled them, but as of yet, nothing. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Milo says, happy hump day, everybody. All right, guys, have a great day, and thanks as always for watching. Bye-bye.